What is up? It's your boy the Knologist. We're back to do another code study sesh and OSRS AFK video. We're doing the course HTTP, learn HTTP servers in Go. We did the learn HTTP clients, so now we're finishing on the server side. It's about 9 chapters, and we're getting through chapter 1, which is a beast of a chapter, honestly. But once we understand this, we'll understand like how client and server relationships work, which is very, very important in computer programming over the web. Because a lot of these things are basically just client-server interactions, API calls, webhooks. Then you got like caching, auth, session storage, and all that shit, local storage, database management. But like, we just gotta chunk it piece by piece. We don't need to overdo it. Consider the main function, answer the questions. Cool. Okay, what do we got? Just to show you guys the question, it's this. Because I think my face was blocking it earlier. So like, let's go over this. Consider the following. What do we want to do with this? Now you guys have seen it, so I'm going to uncover it. So then we go, what is HTTP server? Interface that, no. Struct, yes. Struct that describes the server configuration. I was about to say burger. Go routine that runs the server concurrently. Not exactly. It's a struct. Just by looking at the way it's set up, it's a struct. What happens when listen and serve is called? Main function exits, no. Main function blocks until the server is shut down. Because you want it to keep serving. You don't want your main function to end, because then your server connection dies. Python slivers over and eats Lane's pet gopher. I don't think that's the case. Like, serving images, okay. Now we're on some important stuff. This one is servers. Serving images. You may be wondering how the file server knew to serve index.html. Actually, yeah, we didn't actually even call it. It's such a common convention in the web to use a file called index.html to serve for a given path that the Go standard library's file server does it automatically. Okay, so let's get some more steel bars first. When using a standard file server, the path to a file on disk is the same as its URL path. The path to file on a disk. An exception is that index.html is served from root instead of index.html. Try it out. Run your Chirpy server again and open index.html in a new browser. This works for all directories, not just the root. Okay. You'll notice you're redirected to this. Okay. Let's run it. Oh yeah, first let me commit my stuff. Oh, we're getting close to 1,000 cannonballs too. This is about 10k EXP an hour. It's not fast by any means. Okay. Run the server again. welcome to Chirpy, and then we'll go and it takes you back to localhost 8000. So that was the expected behavior. Actually, we wanted that to happen. If we go back to this, redirects you back to localhost 8000. This works for all directories, not the root. So we'll be served from here. Pages index will be served from pages. So it's whatever directory it's from. Alternatively, try opening a URL that it doesn't like. And then you'll get an error 404. It assumes index.html already exists, but it doesn't assume this. Okay. Assignment. Okay, so now we're doing images. Serving images. Let's serve another file from our server, an image. Chirpy has a slick logo, and we want to serve it so that our users can upload it via mobile apps. Download the Chirpy logo from below and add it to your project directory. Configure its file path so it's accessible from this URL. Okay, so if we know that the root directory is /, then we have to add an assets directory in here. So we just go mkdir. So right now let's kill this thing. mkdir in this that we call assets. And that should create a file called assets here. And this is just on my own. Creates an assets thing, and then we go download the Chirpy image from below. What's called logo.png, and then I'm going to create this there it is. Now it's in there as assets logo in that file directory. And then we could just run the script now with the updated thing. So now I just have to configure file path so it's accessible from this. Configure its file path. Yeah, it's already in the assets folder and it's called logo.png, so that should run. It just checks for existing directories based on your root directory. We're running the server from root, right? So we're running from here, going into the assets, going to logo, and then let's try that. So we have to actually run the directory again. So this is go o out build, I believe. Is that the command? Oh no, it's go build o out. and run the file. Server's active. Run it. We can see chirpy, and then we go to here. Copy this. Yep, now we see the logo. So now it takes us to the image, and let's paste this in the terminal. Responsive status code 200, image PNG. Yeah, so this is the correct thing. Now I just paste that, run it, done. Then we can go to the next one, workflow tips. Stored in a directory and called correctly. Okay, so now let's look at the workflow tips. That should be good now. Now we go back to this. And then let's go here. We're out of cannonballs. Gotta get some more. So we're actually doing pretty good in terms of like managing this server. We just have to understand the parts that are happening when we do this. It's serving from a directory. It's serving, right? So it has to know where to access the files, which is why we go to logos. No, why we go to the assets folder and then serve the image from that folder. If that makes any sense. Workflow tips. Servers are interesting because they're always running, okay? In our case, we're just stopping the server just because. We're making constant changes to the code base, that's why. Which reminds me, I need to commit those files. Okay, it's nice and clean. Always running a lot of code. Written has acted more like a command line tool. It runs, does its thing, then exits. Servers are different. They run forever, waiting for requests to come in, process them, sending responses, then waiting for the next request. If they didn't work this way, websites and apps will all be down and unavailable all the time. Debugging a server. Okay. Debugging a CLI app is simple. The simplest way we gotta build and run the code, but I also gotta go to the washroom. So you guys are gonna have to stare at my guy making steel bars in the meanwhile. And you guys could stare at the screen. Alright. The urge to snack all the time is getting to me. I purposely don't leave anything like unhealthy in the house. So I just have like a jar of peanut butter that I just eat. It's like my little way of snacking on stuff. If we look here, let's just get some more things first. The thing is with this kind of stuff is we have to continually keep pushing the bounds of what we can and can't do. So a lot of it with debugging and just writing stuff is it's all just a bunch of grasping at straws. Build and run the code. Send requests to the server using a browser or some other HTTP client. add logging, fix the code. So if it didn't add logging, fix code, so it's like basically you run through the cycle and then repeat until you find the answer. And a lot of debugging in general is just intelligent logging. This is like a consistent way to make sure you're getting smithing XP and cash, because whatever you spent on the cannonballs in cash, it will pretty much double. 3.27 mil. So if I had 3 mil, I think I spent 3 mil on steel bars, so we'll end up having about 6 mil in bank total after this. And that's just for that specific thing. Restarting a server, go run dot. Let's go run dot. To stop the server, restarting the server and stopping the server. This builds, runs the server in one command. To stop the server, L. CTRL-C, signal time stopped and it exits. To start again, go build out, out. I like doing this way. If you didn't know, You can continuously press the up arrow to see the commands you didn't run. Okay, cool. Which do you not need each time you make changes to your code. We do need to save and run because we have to rebuild it. Who's Melky? To release a new version of Go Blueprint. What does the and do? Makes the command feel nice. No. Executes go build out in 2 different shell sessions? No. If the go build out succeeds with exit code 0, it runs the out command. Custom handlers. So we did do sort of a custom handler in the other one. Might even have to whip out the crayon, honestly. But we can do this in the next video. So stay tuned. Knologist out, where we'll do custom handlers. Like, comment, subscribe, and put your feedback below.